So guys, good afternoon. Welcome to my YouTube channel once again. It's been a long time, my subscribers. Thanks so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for those that have been reaching out. I think there are a lot of people I've done business with recently here from my YouTube channel. Some travel to Qatar, some travel to Oman. I think I didn't do Kazakhstan because of the issues we have with the visas. Basically, except those I've just been guiding through that have gotten their visas already, that have been making inquiries up here and there. And it's been a good time so much, getting to meet a lot of people, people with different vibes, people with different energies. It's just a normal thing. We all are different people. So thank you guys for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And today, basically, I'm going to be talking about the new offers that is up for now. I think I talked about it in the previous videos, and I've talked about Qatar, I've talked about Oman. I'm going to be talking about Australia and New Zealand today. And I want us to understand that these visa services are for those who understand. I try as much as possible to explain and expatiate the features of the visas so that anybody who is picking it up would know why am I picking this visa and for what purpose is it going to be for me and what are the benefits I'm going to benefit from getting these visas. Now, New Zealand, the package for New Zealand and the Australia visas are tourist visas, strictly tourist visas. One of the stricted conditions for I'm not talking about Australia visa first. It's a 1-year visa and it's a multiple entry visa. That is, and the condition stated on the visa is you have to use 3 months in the country, exit, come back again, use 3 months, exit. That's, you have to do it 4 times, for you to elapse the period of your 1 year in the country. That is the way the visa has been designed, and it's strictly written on the visa that you cannot pick up a paid employment with that visa. And though we've made a lot of inquiries to ask for the possibilities if the visa can be converted to a working visa, but so far so good. I've not been able to get a concrete, firm word on the certainty of changing the visa. People have said it cannot be converted. I have a friend in Sydney, is like a big bro to me, and I asked him because he went through study and he said there is nothing that is not possible. It depends on the condition of the visa, how many years was the years at which the visa was granted. That is, if it's 1 year, if it's 3 months, that is, if you were going to change. One of the statements he made was, if the person will be willing to change, it means the person must start the process on or before visa expiry. So all these things are therein embedded in it. So, but please, basically, as I've said, and I'm saying strictly again, for you that will watch this video, please, I have not gotten a valid information that the visa can be converted. So let us hold it that it cannot be converted at the back of our mind. So now, why should we choose this visa? There are many people who take a lot of risks to travel to different countries that are not developed, that don't speak English, and they go with like Kazakhstan, for example. Since they stopped issuing us the business visa that can be converted, a lot of clients, I can vividly say, because sometimes I go to the airport and I see a lot of people trooping in with B12 visa. They don't care because it's affordable, and they feel once I can work with it, that's the major thing about it. So these are the opportunities. Is an English-speaking countries. There are a lot of job opportunities. Currently, this July, they are going to be hosting the World Cup alongside with New Zealand as well. So the tourist visa is a subclass 600 visa. That is the kind of visa that is available for Australia. And I've stated major features that we need to know. So many of us risk our money to go to countries that there seems to be no future in it, but we risk it. So not to talk of Australia, a developed country as that. I asked a lot of people, if US grants you 10 days, 1 month tourist visa to go to US, some of you, would you come back? And many people say, fitting, can't do waiting. You from there, fly and find your way and go and sort yourself. That is the way it is, because these countries are developed, and the advantage we as Nigerians have is we are English speaking natives as well. So it gives us an edge in terms of doing some part-time jobs and all these things. Now, sometimes, most of all these countries, they list these strict conditions on the visa futures to avoid people trooping in without visas. Yeah, they list it to avoid people coming in much with that kind of visa to their country. For example, a case study was that of Bahrain as well. It was strictly written on it that you are not to pick up an employment job in Bahrain and your visa cannot be converted. But unfortunately, that was just a say written on the document. Companies were converting visas and people were using it to work. But I have said it and I'm saying it again. Let us hold it at the back of our mind that this visa cannot be converted. So if you go there and you take up this visa, it means you're taking up the responsibilities that might come your way. So this is what it entails. So it's also an opportunity for those who want to see the World Cup. Definitely there will always be part-time jobs to do in countries like this that developed as much as this. Definitely there will always be something to do with it. There's no how you will not get something to do with it. There's no how. It might not be easy at the start, but at the long run, there will always be something to do with it. So there are a lot of things I would have loved to say in this video about the multiple entry, stay 3 months, exit, a lot of things I would have loved to say, but I can't say it on this YouTube video here because of some reasons, basically. So that is for the Australia visa and for New Zealand visa as well. And also, one of the major stringent conditions that we need to get straight is it's always good for people who have travel history, good travel history. For those who don't have as well, yeah, there are chances that you can get the visa and you can get approval. We've seen cases like that. But higher chances for people who have good travel experience, travel history. You have to show enough proof of fund in your account, and you also have to show enough reasons. Maybe you have landed properties in your name, if you're married, if you have kids, that if you travel to Australia, we can also support it with a cover letter that you are going to return. You just want to go for your vacation for so period of time, and you're going to return back to your country after you finish your vacation or for your tourist purpose. And coupled with the World Cup that's coming up now, you can also get match tickets that are still available to attach with your documents. Now, the application is taking much longer because of the queue on the system, because of people that are applying because of the World Cup that is coming up, the Women's World Cup that is coming up this July and August in Australia and in New Zealand. So these are the conditions and these are things to look out to while applying for this visa. And also for New Zealand as well. I know many people have been scammed with the New Zealand Electronic Travel Authority. New Zealand has that Electronic Travel Authority is not a visa. It is just like a transit visa for people, for countries that are maybe transiting through New Zealand, or it can be used for cruise through New Zealand, basically, or for waiver countries, like for some countries that are eligible to enter New Zealand, their passports are eligible to go to New Zealand. So if they are transiting through New Zealand, they will need the NZTA, that's Electronic Travel Authority, for them to transit through New Zealand in most cases. Or you can use through ship cruise. To debunk or just to cut the story short, the NZTA that many people were scammed with or were taken advantage of is not a visa type. It is not a visa for entry that grants entry into Australia, into New Zealand. Now, New Zealand has its own general visitors visa. Majorly, they grant it for like 1 year. They can give 2 years, depending on your travel experience. It affects the period of time that you're being granted your visa. Now, the sweet thing about New Zealand type of visa is that the tourist visa is that you can stay in the country for up to 9 months, 6 to 9 months in the country. And you don't have to. They give multiple entry. When we are filling the form, we always feel it that we should be granted the multiple entry purposes. Yeah, like the way the World Cup is coming, for people who have their Australia, who also get their New Zealand, you can move from New Zealand to Australia to watch your World Cup matches and see some other events currently happening in the country during the period of the Females World Cup in these countries. So they have the general visitors visa, which is the tourist visa, which is mostly granted for 1 year. And you can stay in the country for 9 months. If you go to their portal, you are going to see all these informations and you can read about it. Now, the visa condition states that you can be able to attend job interviews while you are in the country with this visa. Yes. And information reaching us, let me just say this. Any country you see, for people who have traveled very well, any country you see that Indians are tripping into very well, there is something in that country. So make your research why I said Indians are tripping into New Zealand much more than the way they are tripping into Australia. There are reasons, because they know that once they take up a tourist visa, if they get to that country, it is easy for them to convert the tourist visa to a working visa. So these are some of the reasons why you see them rush many countries that they know that they can go with tourists and they can get there and convert it to a working visa. So from the information reaching us, though not yet 100% confirmed, is that the New Zealand visa can be converted from a tourist to a working visa while you are in the country, even before exiting the country. So these things are very possible. So, and for a 1 year visa that is granted and you're on a tourist purpose, definitely the condition stating that you can attend job interviews. So you can even you can get Australia and New Zealand visa, get a job offer from the company, they're processing your work permit. If they have to mandate you that you have to exit the country, you don't have to go back to Nigeria. You can go to a nearby country, which is Australia, exit to Australia with your Australian visa, let them process your work permit for you. They process it for you. Then you're going to come back in with the work permit directly. You don't have to go back to Nigeria. That's a waste of money and resources. They process it for you, and you come back in with the country with the work visa. If truly the company is willing to assist you or give you or offer you a job in New Zealand, or either ways in Australia as well. So these are the countries, these are opportunities, and the benefit is they are cable visas. The Australia visa requires that you have to go for before biometrics was not required, but now they've started requesting for biometrics now. So Australia, you have to go for biometrics, and also for New Zealand, you don't need to go for biometrics. They are cable visas, strictly cable visas. So for now, these are opening opportunities and packages available for these countries as well that we can key into. And I always say, please, I have seen many people, a case study, a friend of mine was telling me that some Nigerians protested in Oman. Their agents took about 4 million from them, and they told them that they were going to resume to the company for employment immediately. Now, I'm going to share a little bit of this story. See, most of the agents that we are dealing with, foreign sponsors, don't trust these people 100%. I am telling you facts from my experience, little knowledge that I have. Don't trust them in inch. Now, I have this Omanese sponsor I work with as well. At a point, he was so desperately looking for money. He needed money, a huge money. I think he needed desperate money. And I have my close friend, my business partner, very, very close. We lived in Bahrain together. He moved to Oman. I moved to Kazakhstan. So he goes to his accommodation often. I think he was now discussing with the sponsor that all these clients that we are doing freelance visa for, that will liaise with some companies that can be employing them like something. So he said, oh yeah, he has a friend, in this Oman petroleum industry that used to need workers. He's going to call him. That same day, he said the place they call, and the guy said, oh, they need 60 workers, this, that we should start direct employment for people. We are not going to make it like freelance, this. Then I came up with my questions, and I asked him. He threw it to me that, okay, Paul, we have a new package, it's a better offer, people are going to get work. Then he said, and I asked him, okay, what are the parameters, what are the conditions, what are the features that this work visa is carrying? Are the clients coming and going to accommodation? Are the clients coming and are they starting job immediately? What are the processes for the medicals, for them to get their ID? He said, no, it's just for us to give them the visa, this, that. Once they come, they will maybe stay in the hotel for 7 days, or they will find somewhere to stay. And after like 1 week or 2 weeks, they are going to go and resume job. And I asked him, do you know the way Nigerians think? Even me, I cannot accept that kind of package, because you are going to put me in a big mess. There is no job offer letter statement. There is no agreement. There is nothing. I know many agents in Nigeria that will jump to that offer foolishly, and they are going to shoot themselves on the leg. And I questioned him, where is the accommodation? Are you expecting them that once they come, we are going to be responsible for accommodating them? It is foolish to me. The company is willing to employ. The company should provide accommodation for them. The company is willing to employ. The company should be responsible for their medicals and their resident card. I asked him all this question. He could not. He was redundant. And I was like, oh, it can't work. Nigerians are not that foolish. Even if we deceive a lot of people, at the end of the day, it's going to bounce back on us. I might not be in Nigeria today. We can go through, sell this package, and at the end of the day, one day, one of them is going to have an encounter with me. What kind of highs? What kind of reply? How will I be in the presence, or how will I look like in the presence of that person? It's not fair. When you're selling a package, be sure. Don't be too desperate about money. Be desperate about the end means. What is the client going to get at the end of the day? This is the goal. It gives you more credibility. It gives credibility more to your company and more to your individual business as a person. I asked this sponsor this question, and nothing. They just wanted to sell the same freelance visa to us, package it like it's a work visa, and those clients are going to come. I told my friend that those people will come. Thank God I'm not your man. You will be the one to receive them. You will suffer because if they don't get job, they will beat the hell out of you because you people have promised them job from Nigeria. They will now get there, they won't get anything. So the reason why I'm saying this is because from these packages that we are selling, they are tourist visa. You don't expect me to get a job waiting for you in these countries. Please, Nigerians, wisen up. I've seen a lot of people being duped. Even if there are job, maybe my friend is there and there are job openings, get to that country first. Look at the way it is. Get information. You will move around. You will get to know people. I shared it in my previous videos. There was a guy that was coming to Kazakhstan early this year, January, February, and the guy had no knowledge of anything. The guy came here. In fact, he started giving people job. It is just about you being smart and know what you're doing. You are traveling with a skill. Simple. You will get job opportunities. You will get. There was one of my friends. I said I was going to pick up a client for him in Kazakhstan. I picked up the guy. He asked me that, is there job on arrival? I said, I don't do job on arrival. I've told you, please, if that's the case, find somebody else. I'm a very blunt person. I will tell you exactly the way it is. It might take him 1 month, 2 weeks for him to get a job. But if there are opportunities, he's going to start work. You know the funniest thing? That same morning he landed, he rested that day. The following day, I had this man that used to give me part-time job that I used to give to guys. The following morning, the man had messaged me that evening that, okay, he needed some guys to come and do some road construction, and the salary was about 13,000 tenge, which is about almost like, close to like $30 or thereabout per day. And I linked him up, I linked some other guys up. The following day, he started a job. Yesterday, I was even hearing it's about a week the guy came to Kazakhstan now. The man is not even chatting with me again, he's chatting with the guy. And I found no offense in him because I know that the guy is an Igbo guy and I know he's ready to work and he's hardworking. He has proven it to the man. If there's any issues, probably maybe the man will reach out to me and I will know I'm going to intervene between both of them. But these are just the things I'm talking about. Stop being deceived by job on arrival. I've seen a lot of people being fooled with this thing. If you are traveling with a work visa, know it's a work visa. If your people are promising you job on arrival, it's you and them that know. But if you are traveling with a tourist visa especially, take off your mind off from job on arrival. Once you get to that country, you will find a way to survive. That is the truth. I'm telling you the basic truth. So please let us keep this at the back of our mind, because I know many people will start asking me, do you have job on arrival in Australia, in New Zealand? No, I don't. Listen and listen carefully. No, I don't. It's ABC. But that doesn't mean you cannot get something to do in some of these countries. You can go to seek.co.nz, you can go to seek.co.au. You're going to see a lot of job opportunities. You can start applying, build up your CV on the website, start applying to those companies. If you get your work, your visa, some of them might even be willing to sponsor you. It is very rare. I spoke to some of my friends in Australia, and the person I said, the big bro, he said it is very difficult in most cases for those companies to hire from outside. That they always want to see your presence mostly in the country, look at your skills, what you can do before they can offer you a job. In most cases, that there are still some, but it's very rare. And I said, okay, most of these sponsors, I chatted with one of the Indian sponsors that does work permit. He told me very blunt, very blunt. He said, it is not easy to always get the work permit because most of them are fake documents. And they don't want issues for their company. So these are the same thing we try to avoid as much as possible as well, that we are in this business as well. We want to do work visas, but once they are not there, once we cannot confirm the legitimacy, we don't want to put ourselves in debt, because you people, clients, you won't know. Once we enter the big like this, you people don't want to care. My money, he has scammed me, he has done this. So we are always very extra careful, and we sell packages we know that they are 100% guaranteed. And I should also state this, New Zealand and Australia tourist visas are like Canada visas. We've gotten some approval recently, and also we've gotten some rejection recently. So they might reject you, even if the documents are properly submitted and all properly checked. So please, let's keep that back of my mind. It's 99/1%. In case we take minimal deposits to do the application, once the visa is out, we take the huge balance, so that we don't take huge balance. If there's rejection, we're going to have issues. They've scammed me, this, that, to avoid stories like that. So I should also state this. It is not like the Oman or Qatar visa that we apply and we get automatic confirmation that yes, they were approved. Though higher chances of approval when documents are right, but still, we are not the immigration who decides on if the visa will be granted or not. So please, I'm going to use this to end this video. I want to use this opportunity to thank you guys once again for my lovers, my subscribers, for those that have been criticizing positively, negatively as well. I appreciate you. You're helping me to growing my knowledge, my skills as well. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please kindly click on the subscribe button, like, comment, share with your friends as well that might need this information. And also don't forget that the Oman 2 years resident card is still available. The Qatar 2 years work visa, freelance visa is still available as well. So for those that are interested in this, you can also key into it. Thank you so much, guys, and have a lovely day. I remain your humble agent, Paul. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day, guys. Bye.